Afternoon all, Coach Russ here from The Right Coach, and as promised I'm going to talk to you today about nutrition. I mentioned it earlier over on Instagram and here on the page, and mentioned that I've had a conversation, it was only last night, I had a message with someone who's struggling with their nutrition at the moment, and they're struggling for many reasons. Obviously it's difficult times at the moment sometimes, it's not always easy to get out and get the foods that you want, but that aside, and there's no nice. There's a nice way of saying this, that we find reasons not to do something because it's easier. There's that line of least resistance that says that actually, if I just carry on the way I'm going, it's easier than having to make a change. If I don't have to make a change, I can sort of relax and not get overwhelmed by it, because it's so easy to find myriad of excuses in our head why we shouldn't do something. So easy, but we often struggle to find the reasons why we should do something. So when it comes to nutrition, I'll get onto those points in a second. When it comes to nutrition, there's only one reason we do it. There's only one reason we change our diet for the better. I'm not saying what the better is now, but we know that in order to make changes to our body, which is ultimately the goal, we need to change some things, and the chances are your diet is one of those things. And 99% of the time it is. So if you want to make changes to your body and you want to look better, you want to put on a swimsuit this summer and hopefully get out for a bit of holiday, you want to fit into a smaller size dress, you want to wear smaller trousers, whatever it is, you want to look better in the mirror. Whatever it is, you need to change your body so you can get there. And if you're going to change your body, you've got to do it in a certain way, which, let's sum it up, move more, eat less. Or eat the right foods. So that being said, if we know we have to make changes, positive changes, it's how we then frame the questions around those changes. So the first question I got asked yesterday was, and I'm gonna literally read it off here so I can answer you into a real life example. This man asked me, he said, I snack and eat crap when I'm emotional and struggling with everyday life. Okay, you eat crap, and you said it there in that he said it. He eats crap, so he knows that it's not right for him. And when emotions and the kids running around him, and he's a single dad, so he's got a lot to look after. When that gets on top of him, he finds an excuse to eat foods which aren't right for him. But that's not because the foods necessarily taste different or better, because there's healthy foods that taste good as well. So why, when he eats crap, does he not then think, oh, you know what, sorry, when he feels bad and is emotionally in the wrong place, why turn to food? Why not frame it and say, actually, I recognize that this is not a good feeling, I'm not particularly hungry, so let's just have a drink, let's have a glass of water, let's have a pint of water, let's get past the stage of emotional, and once I've got over that, I'll feel so much better for not eating the crap, as he phrases it. So it's not about what you put in your mouth when you're feeling emotional. It's about feeling emotional. The trigger is by eating food which is not right for you at that time. Doesn't matter what the food is. I'm not here today to question what is right or wrong in terms of nutrition. But if you set a goal of changing your nutrition, then why go backwards when you feel emotional? So that's the first thing. This one I get a lot. Second question, he said to me, healthy food and ingredients are much more expensive than the cheaper stuff. Well, I will call him out on that and say that I'm not talking about, what do you mean by healthy food? Because changing your diet because you need to change your body isn't actually about healthy food. It doesn't have to be. I can show you how to eat 5-6 Mars bars a day, that's it, unfortunately, and still lose weight. It may not be nutritionally beneficial to you, but that's not expensive. So to get to your goal, don't look at it as healthy foods. Look at it as foods that need to get me to my goal. The nutrition part can come later, but it's not impossible to get a good cheap cut of meat. It's not impossible and expensive to get veg that isn't pre-packaged. Just fresh veg from the supermarket is cheap as chips, excuse the pun. and cuts of meat which you cook for longer because they're cheaper cuts, but they can will be cheaper because you cook them for longer. They're tougher. You have to cook, you know what I'm coming from there. So buy cheaper cuts, cook them for longer, taste just as good. So you can get the foods that work for you. It's unfortunately sometimes laziness and the media that says healthy food is expensive. There's no such thing as healthy food. So let's get away from that and actually think about, if I put some time and effort into it, I can create a menu around food that is affordable, because it's easy to do. And especially with some of the cheaper supermarkets out there, which is where I shop, I can save pounds a week by eating in the right way with good, nutritious food. The third thing he said to me was, the family and I have different tastes. The kids have different tastes than me. So I bought food the other day that they didn't like it. So I'm left with it just for myself. I don't know what the problem with that is, if I'm honest. I just don't know where that problem is. Time to teach the children how to eat properly, how to eat well like their father does. But that aside, just buy smaller portions of the stuff you're not going to use. And that's really what it comes down to. And then finally, this person is in a Facebook group I run at the moment, which is all about health and fitness and hints and hacks, if you like. And he's seeing a lot of photos being put up of people's food. And he said, I don't like those foods. Or if I do, I want to smother them in ketchup or salad cream. Well, if you don't like the foods, you don't have to eat them. The thing is with healthy eating, and I hate using that, but it actually works. The thing with healthy eating, nutritious eating, eating following a plan, eating for a benefit, for a goal, either to lose weight or to get fitter or to put on weight because you're too thin or to gain muscle. Eating to do any of those things is you define what that is. I provide the framework when you come to work with me at the Right Coach. I say these are the sort of things you should be eating, or this is the sort of quantities you should be eating. But I never tell you what to eat, because you're never going to stick to it. This has to be a lifestyle change. So if you hate chicken, then you're never going to eat chicken again. We'll never force you to. But if you love chicken, brilliant. And there's foods I hate, which I don't care how healthy or nutritious they are, I will not eat them. I won't even contemplate eating them, because I know long term for my lifestyle, it's not going to work. I can't maintain it. So the key here is consistency, maintaining it for a long period of time. So if you see pictures on Facebook all the time of people's meals and you think, can't stomach that, then don't eat it. Simple as that. Find an alternative. Use someone like myself to help you find alternatives to create meals that you enjoy for life. This is all about that good old saying that I love. It's linked to food. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for the rest of his life. The goal of the Right Coach is to teach you how to fish. It's not so you can have to work with us the rest of your life. You know, we usually work with clients for on average 3 to 8 months, on average. But at some point we cut them loose and off they go, knowing exactly what they need to do for the rest of their life. So don't worry about what others are doing, find a plan that works for you. So I hope that helps with those nutritional questions that are quite common, which is why I want to talk about it. This guy summed it up in 4 questions, and it's questions I always get. The fact is, this is doable, this is manageable, and if you want to make a change to yourself, you have to make a change. Simple as that. Hope that helps. If you've got any questions you know what to do, reach out to us on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you may find us, on Facebook, and I'm happy to help with any questions you have. I will speak to you all very soon, but for now, Coach Russ is out.